Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about the real power, reactive power, apparent power, and power factor. It is very important topic of alternating current. So be careful in whole lecture. It is develop the basic concept how we have to solve our problems and can understand the concept of these powers and the meaning of electrical circuits. Let me first introduce one term which is we call is the impedance. As we know in the DC circuit, the ratio of potential difference across an element and the current flowing through it is called a resistance of that element. It means what we can say that DC resistance establishes a relation between potential difference across an element and the current flowing through it. But as we know, AC circuits contain a combination of resistive, inductive, and capacitive elements. In these circuits, the current and potential difference are not in same phase. It means the ratio of magnitude of potential difference and current cannot define the complete relations between these quantities. These quantity means the relation between voltage and current. So to find the complete relation between the voltage and current in AC circuits, it is necessary to write the phase difference between the potential difference and current along with the ratio of magnitude of voltage and current. So if I write the ratio of voltage upon current and then I multiply it by a phase difference, then this combined quantity is called a impedance of the element for alternating current. So you can see here how we can represent this. It is the ratio of magnitude voltage divided by current, that is equal to R in DC, but in AC it is not. That is multiplied by the phase difference between voltage and current. So the whole quantity is defined here is the impedance. Is it okay? This phase difference, when we will measure, then we will see the difference between the voltage and current. Let me introduce two, three more terms here. One is the reactance, then admittance, then is the conductance and susceptance. So this quantity I will define here. The impedance of a AC circuit can be divided into two part. You can see I divided here two part. So the first part is nothing but it is related to the phase difference between the potential difference and current remains same. That is known as the resistance here. And the another part where the potential or we can see the phase difference of pi by 2. You can see I write here there is no phase difference between voltage and current here, but the second term is the phase difference is plus minus pi by 2. So that the second part of the impedance is known as the reactance. Is it clear? So in the first part the current and voltage both are in the same phase, but here they have the phase. It may be the leading by pi by 2 or by lagging by pi by 2. So the R is the resistance and L is the reactance. So this part is the reactance, second part is the reactance here. This reactance may be inductive or may be capacitive. It's depend. If you want to see in terms of the voltage, then the phase difference leads ahead the phase of current by pi by 2, then it will be the inductive. Or if the phase of potential difference lags behind the phase of current by pi by 2, then it will be capacitive. If you want to define in terms of the current, Then you can say if the phase of current lags behind the phase of voltage by pi by 2, then it is the inductive. Or you can say the phase of current leads ahead the voltage phase of voltage by pi by 2, then you will call it is the capacitive reactance. Then admittance is nothing but it is 1 upon impedance, and its unit you can write the either e ohm inverse or mho. Susceptance is nothing but it is the 1 upon reactance, and its unit again is the ohm inverse or mho. And conductance is nothing but it is 1 upon resistance, and its unit is mho, or you can say is the Siemens also is the unit of conductivity. You have seen this in semiconductor physics also. Now I'm coming the topic which is known as the power in AC circuit. When I'm talking about the power in AC circuit, then it can divide into three parts. The first is the active power, which you call as the true power, or you can call as the real power. Then reactive power, and third one is the apparent power. So in AC circuit, voltage and current magnitudes will change continuously over the time, we know, because they have the sinusoidal nature here. And we know the power is nothing but in the voltage multiplied by the current. And this power will be maximum when the current and voltage are in the phase. It means the zero and maximum point of current and voltage waveform occurs at the same time. And this power is referred as a useful power. We call it as a useful power. The second position, and this power is, we will call it is here active power. In case of the inductor or capacitor element, there exists 90-degree phase shift between voltage and currents, so the power will have a zero value every time when either voltage and current has zero value. And this is not desirable condition because no work is being performed at the load even though source is generating power, and this power is called as the reactive power, and we can say it is not useful power here. And third, which we are calling is the apparent power, is nothing but is a complex combination of real power and reactive power is known as the apparent power. And let me see, we will see in the next slides what is the how we can drive the values of these power and how we can represent these powers. So you see, it means what I can say, the power in AC circuit also depend on the phase difference between current and voltage, because AC we have already seen here when we are defining the term of impedance. Then we have seen there the these factors are depend also phase. So suppose at the time I write the alternating voltage value is this one and alternating current value this. These are the peak value. If I am right in terms of the RMS value, then it will be multiplied by root 2. Is it okay? And phi is the phase difference. I am considering plus and minus both here because I am taking care about the inductive as well as the capacitive reactance here. So my plus is saying the leading phase and negative indicates the lagging phase angle. Is it okay? Then I am calculating here instantaneous power delivered to load. I am calculating here. So you put this value and you see here it is nothing but a sine A, sine B. And you know sine A, sine B equal to nothing but is the half cos A minus B minus cos A plus B. So I use that one and achieve this term here. You can write this one a single term here and this one a single term here. But what I did here, I did I open this term also and write in the terms because I am interested in two parameters. One is the voltage RMS value multiplies by the current RMS value, and this cos phi. And here I have the same value of voltage and current and multiplies by the sine phi. Is it okay? This term is have the time component here, and it is also have here. So it means what I can say, when I'm calculating the power of AC circuit, it has the two main components, the two term first and second. So the first term proportional is voltage RMS value multiplied by the current RS value and multiplied by the cos phi. So we can say which is the pulsating around the average value of this. Is it okay? And the second term, you can say this, it is proportional to this term, and it is the pulsating at the twice of supply frequency, producing an average of zero over a cycle. You can see from the last slide why I'm writing is twice of supply frequency, because we have here 2 omega. Is it okay? That's why we are saying. So when we take the average value, then this term becomes equal to 0. So you see, I am taking the average value of this instantaneous power for a cycle, and you will say this value will come here, and this values becomes equal to 0. So this term is the cos phi. This cos phi is nothing but it is known as the power factor, and its value depend on the nature of component present in the circuit. Which component we are using, either uh, resistance or inductance or capacitance, or the combination of any of two, and all three are present. So accordingly, that the value will decide here. So what we can say, the average power is nothing but RMS voltage multiplied by the RMS current and multiplied by the power factor here, which is very important topic, or we can say the point in terms of the electrical engineering. So now I will define my real power, reactive power using this concept here. We develop the power. We have seen the what is the value of average power in AC circuit, and accordingly, I will define the value of uh, real power and reactive power. So you must remember the terms, these terms also here, these terms. Okay, and you must remember the average value, and accordingly we will define here the our power here. So the actual amount of power performs the useful work in circuit. It means the power which is useful in the circuit we will call is the real power, or the true power, or we can say the active power. And this is always measured in watt, basically in kilowatt or megawatt, is depending the what capacity we have of in our power system. So this is defined by the capital P letter, and it is equal to the this one Vrms Irms multiplied by the power factor. This is nothing but it is our desired outcome of electrical system. It means it is useful power, and this power is represented by the watt, and that power is useful in the electrical system which drives the circuit or load. Is it okay? You see in this figure, I mentioned the component of current. I am taking my voltage here, and the current is lagging behind the phi angle. This is the phase difference. So you see, this one is the sine component in it in the cos component. It means when I'm in this component multiplied by the VRS value, in this case what I'm getting, I'm getting the real power. Is it okay? So this current component which is parallel to voltage component, so it's multiplied by the VRS value of the voltage, then it will give the useful power, or we can see the real power. Is it okay? So the average value of the second term where I'm saying in the this slide, I'm saying this slide or this one. So these, whether I'm taking the average of this or the average of this, it becomes equal to 0. So this power contribution is 0. The component which is proportional to this is called the reactive power. Okay, so it is the reactive power, or we can say it is non-active power, or it is not measured in watt, but it is measured in the volt ampere reactive. So that's why we are writing here VAR. Is it okay? The value of reactive power may be negative or positive, depends on the load power factor. Now, I will show what is the significance of the reactive power. We have seen it is not useful power here, or we can say the non-active power here. So this is non-active power in the circuit, but still it is the power. So what is the physical significance of this reactive power? The reactive power is one of the total power component that travel back and forth in the circuit. It means it moving in the forward direction and back direction. That's the meaning. It means how I can define it is the reactive power. Reactive power is the rate of change of energy with respect to time that keeps on flowing from the source to reactive component during positive half cycle and back to component to source during negative half cycle. You are trying to understand this. That's why we are saying ki it is the total power component that travel back and forth in the circuit, and therefore it never get consumed by the load. It is going from source to our reactive component and come back from component to source again, so never consumed by the load. That is the meaning of. That's why we are saying this power is nothing but is non-active power here. So in normal sense, this fictitious power is not at all the power, it's not at all power, but only a power like measure of the reactive component of the current. You must understand this concept. If there exists excess amount of reactive power, let us suppose this power is accessing here. In this case, what will be happen? The power factor is greatly reduced. It means cos phi will decreased, and this low power factor is undesirable in terms of the operating efficiency and operational cost. So being a electrical student, you must try to understand this concept. When you will go in third or fourth semester, there will be paper electrical machines, and that time these concept will be very important for you. So it is not desirable in terms of the operating efficiency and operational cost. And also this power cost to draw additional current from the supply leads to additional losses and greater capacity of the equipment. So in order to minimize the losses and to increase the capacity of available equipment, utility companies make huge VARA का मतलब voltage ampere reactive compensation techniques or power factor correction equipments. Generally, these reactive compensate techniques are implemented at the load site. However, this reactive power is useful for generating necessary magnetic field for operation of inductive devices like transformer, AC motors, etc. We have discussed in a three-phase induction motor because there we require the rotating magnetic field. It also helps to regulate the voltage in heavy power supply mechanism. The last power is the apparent power, and it is nothing but the complex combination of active power and reactive power is called the apparent power. Without reference of any phase angle, it means this power does not depend on the power factor here. The product of voltage and current gives the apparent power. The apparent power is useful for the rating the power equipments. It can also expressed in the square of current multiplied the impedance. Here I have mentioned this one is mentioned, and this apparent power is represented by the S, denoted by S, and it is measured in terms of the volt amperes, and practical units we are using kilovolt amperes and mega volt amperes. So basically what we can say, the combination, so apparent power is nothing but vrs and is, because here is no role of the phase here, so it don't depend of the, when we don't have cos phi factor here, so it's not uh, depend on the power factor here. The complex quantity, then we are saying it is the combination of the active power and reactive power. So I put these values here, and this is nothing but the lagging load current, because current is lagging by this angle, so it's presented by this. So in this diagram you can see this is my, basically you can see it is my real power, and here this power is nothing but is the reactive power here. And I make here a power triangular here, so I want to represent all three powers here. This power is nothing but our real power, this one is the our reactive power, and because the we are representing the complex combination of these two powers, that's why I writing here jq. So j is representing our complex plane here, so p is nothing but equal to this and this, and if you have take the magnitude of this s, then it is nothing but the VRMS multiplied by the IRMS. So this is all about the impedance or the conductance or admittance, as well as the real power, and we can see the reactive power and apparent power. So this is all about these basic concepts. I think you understood the concepts of the power in AC circuit. If you have any problem, then you can write me a mail on sham at the gwc.ac, gwac.ac.in. Thank you.